I want to encourage your participation at the end. I will repeat again that this is not personal. It's about people who are saying that they want to run for an office to serve the public. So we're asking you to be cooperative. We encourage you to applaud. We discourage you from heckling. We will not have it. Because we are the great, great city of Newark, and that's not what this is about. And that's not what we're going to do. So, is everyone with me on that? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll begin. And Dr. Amina Poole is very efficient with the time. Okay, you've watched her, you've seen how it goes, and so we thank you for cooperating. Candidates, we thank you for cooperating with her when she says time. She's just going to give you, she'll give you that 30-second notice, right? You can hear her voice, right? But just be respectful of when she says it's time, okay? Thank you.
Okay. You ready for this? Ready? All right, so this first portion, we're going to start off with opening statements. We're going to start down at the end and go in alphabetical order. So we're going to start with Ms. Christina Cherry.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here today. My name is Christina Cherry, and I'm proud, My name is Christina Cherry, and I am proud to stand before you as a candidate for Newark City Council at large. 4 years ago, I stepped forward to serve my community in the South Ward, not as a politician, but as a mother, a veteran, and a resident who knew we deserved better. That moment didn't just introduce me to politics. It strengthened me, shaped my voice, and prepared me for this moment. Today, I stand before you as your South Ward district leader and as a proud mother of two. That responsibility has given me greater sense of urgency to fight for a better Newark for all our children. I served in the United States Navy and have dedicated my entire adult life to public service, and currently preparing for law school. I've built a career in contracting and operations where accountability, transparency, and results are not optional, they're expected. But titles don't define me, the work does. From advocating for safer streets, I've never stopped doing the work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, go around you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm grateful to be here, and I thank God first. I thank the NAACP for allowing us, and I thank the City of Newark for being here. I serve you as your code enforcement officer for the City of Newark. I serve you as your police officer for the City of Newark. I serve you as your chief of staff for the City of Newark. I serve you as your assistant manager of the City of Newark. Now I'm going to lead you as your councilman at large. Awanza Horan. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Ms. Donna Jackson.
Thank you, NAACP. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Open your minds, look around. We just went through hell and that's enough. We forget too easily, Norkers. We forget too easily. Every time there's an issue, there's an excuse. We want answers, we demand service. We couldn't get the service because we don't have the equipment. We couldn't get the service because we don't pay our employees. We are the lowest paid civil service workers in the state of New Jersey, and that has to stop. You don't need collective bargaining to tell you to do the right thing for people. Period. You don't need tax abatement to tell you to do the right thing for people. Period. You wouldn't need low-income housing if we paid people what they were worth. Period. You would need to be streaming back everything. Pop Warner. All those services for our children. Summer camp. Unavailable. If there was such a collaboration, as they want to roll this democratic nonsense at us all the time, where's the parks at? Where's the camps in the summer? Amen.
Next, Ms. Maria LeBron.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maria LeBron. I'm here, first I want to say thank you to the NAACP for allowing me the opportunity. I also want to thank you guys for the opportunity to listen to me. I'm here not just as a candidate, I'm here as Maria LeBron, the homeowner, the business owner, the mother, the wife, and the grandmother. I want you guys to understand that what hurts you hurts me. I'm a Newark resident. I've been left behind before in the city of Newark, many a times. I have worked for the Newark Public Schools. I have worked for corrections, county, state, and the Newark Police Department. I have worked with the youth. 5 seconds. I want you guys to understand that I'm here to make a change for us.
Thank you very much. Next up, Ms. Linda Lloyd.
Bismillah, good evening, everyone. So despite what you may think, this is very nerve-wracking for me, but I am home. Linda Lloyd, your at-large candidate for the Newark Municipal Council. I want to say thank you to the Newark NAACP, the organization in which I grew up in, started with being a youth council president at 15 years old. I'm 40 today. Thank you to the beautiful, strong, intelligent leading women of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, North Jersey Alumni Chapter, and also thank you to the Africana Studies Department. I'm coming here today as your daughter, some of you as your mother, as your sister, as your granddaughter. Most of the people in this room, I would dare to say that I've touched in some way. Whether it was in community service, whether I taught your grandkids, your children participated in some sort of community activity. I have a history in this community of showing up and showing out, and I ask you to trust me to do that on the North Municipal Council. Thank you.
Next, Mr. Rasheen Peppers.
First, I'd like to say thank you guys for coming out, not finding it robbery to come and sit and listen to us today. My name is Rasheen Peppers. I spent my life serving the city of Newark. From 1982, being a patrolman at Mount Vernon School, standing on the corner, illegally directing traffic, to rising through the ranks of becoming the police captain of the South Ward. And now I'm in my schools, our schools, serving our youth. I own my own home here. I raised my family here, including my kids. And I want to make sure that living in Newark is affordable. Affordable for them, affordable for you, affordable for your grandchildren. I want them to have the same chances that was afforded to me by this great city.
5 seconds.
That's why I'm running on affordability, homes for Newark families, strong neighborhoods, and Newark that works.
Next up, Mr. Lamont Vaughn.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Newark residents. Thank you, NAACP, and everybody else who's involved in hosting this forum. My name is Lamont Vaughn. I am your candidate, your perfect candidate for councilman at large in this election cycle. Listen, I'm from Newark. Many of you know me. I'm outside in these streets day and night to make sure that our babies and our men and women in this community are safe. Ever since I've joined the movements in this community, beginning with the Newark Anti-Violence Coalition, we have crisscrossed this community to make sure that this community is safe. I believe in public safety, and I believe that we have the apparatus in this community right now to affect it and make it even better than what it is.
5 seconds.
But we need to get me on that council to expand it and continue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, Dr. Altruic White Senior.
Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. It is very important. Thank you for the NAACP. I'm very happy to be here. My name is Dr. Altruic White. I am a community guy. I'm a founder of Leaders for Life. I'm a venture, I'm a former football coach, I'm a former football player. It has given a great pleasure to be here, great pleasure to continue the work that we do at Leaders for Life, continue to work with many of the individuals up here and many of the individuals that's in this audience. We look forward to continuing that, to make Leaders for Life not just a South Ward entity. We look forward to continuing our work all across this great city of Newark. I look forward to answering your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're now going to begin the first round of the debate. In this round, we're going to have 3 to 4 questions. We're going to randomly select a candidate to answer one question at a time. That candidate will have 60 seconds. They can use some of it or all of it. If that candidate does not use the entire 60 seconds, they can then pocket the remaining time and use it for a rebuttal. Based on random selection, this first question is going to go to Ms. Christina Cherry. What is the biggest barrier to affordable housing in Newark right now? And what concrete step would you take to address it?
Thank you for the question. So the question was, what is the biggest issue in affordable housing right now? Is that housing isn't affordable, and that the average income here in Newark is $27,000 a year. We need to start talking about, we're talking about the cost of living, which I talked back in 2022. We need to have a conversation about what actually is affordable, because what we consider that is fair market value rent. I'm going to rest my case right there. Sorry.
We have a rebuttal. Mr. Vaughn, 30 seconds.
So the thing that I would do as your council person to address the affordability problem is eliminate the illusion of inclusion. Our people should not have to make 3 times the rent. They should not have to have a 650 credit score. And these property people should be able to do extensive, crazy background checks and all this type of stuff. I would eliminate those barriers to make it easier for them to get into this property.
Rebuttal by Mr. Peppers. Yes, sir. 30 seconds.
What I would do is look at the IZO, the inclusionary zoning ordinance, and then I would redefine what affordability looks like for the city of Newark and stop using the HUD affordability AMI.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Donna Jackson, and then Mr. Haran.
The city of Newark caused this crisis. When you put the affordable income at 89.5 to 105, you just wiped out the whole entire city of Newark except 3 people. So the first thing I'll do is do away with that ordinance and put low income $0 to $100,000 for people to go into these low income units, not affordable.
Thank you. And if we could just have everybody kind of keep their chatter down to a minimum, please, because of the acoustics in here. We can hear what's happening all the way back there by the door, so we can just keep it down. That'd be greatly appreciated. Next, Mr. Haran.
Yes, affordable housing. We have minor, little affordable housing. We need like RPM to come back in our community where they build and not only just rent but sell. The qualifications are based on your income. Because the average income in Newark is probably 40 to 60,000.
No.
That's affordable.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
That's not.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chair, did you have any other? No, it's okay. Is anybody else going to respond to this? No? Are you responding, Chair? Yes?
Yes, 27.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, another thing is, instead of building affordable housing, we should also consider turning these houses into actual condos that residents can actually purchase, so that this way, it would be affordable for homeowners, excuse me,
Thank you. Dr. White, 30 seconds.
So we need to get rid of this illusion, like this Dr. Jackson said. We need to invest in low-income housing, right? We need to buy property and build low-income housing. Because many people, I make pretty good decent living and still tough to me. So we need to be able to invest in that. But also people need jobs, right? We also need to be able to build these houses right? You got community, you got developers coming in.
5 seconds.
And they're not using Norcus to build these properties, so we need to invest in that.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Lloyd, 30 seconds.
Two things I want to add. You know, a lot of people use buzzwords of how to flip things, but it takes 5 months to get that ordinance changed. What we really need to do is, as a city, find more ways to generate income so that we can have enough money for abatements and reserves, so that we don't have to build the city and run the city on the backs of taxpayers. If we find more income outside of taxes, we'll be able to build more affordable housing.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to question number 2. This question is going to be for Ms. LeBron.
What is one city service you believe is currently underperforming, and how would you improve it within your first year in office?
Yeah. That one is easy for me. Quality of life. The DPW, the cleanliness. It's really not that hard. We have to have our employees happy in order for them to come to work, do the job, get a fair wages that they're not getting. Okay, so I believe that being able to provide the basic service to the community.
30 seconds.
Garbage pickup on time, recycling, the street cleaning. We have code enforcement. I remember when code enforcement used to come by and check on everyone's residence and on the buildings to make sure that everything was clean. We don't have that anymore. I know that they did changes with code enforcement recently, and I'm watching that very close because we need code enforcement working like they used to.
Thank you.
Can you repeat the question? Is that a...
Normally we don't repeat the question, but we'll do it this one time.
Okay, I'll repeat the question again, Mr. Durant, okay? Because I saw your hand.
Yes.
What is one service you believe is currently underperforming, and how would you improve it within your first year of office? Mr. Durant.
I think our senior service. I think our seniors need to be visited more. There are a lot of seniors that families that don't have families, and I think that the city of Newark, we rely on them to come out to vote. We rely on them to drive out and drive, but we don't go down there and check on their living conditions. We don't check on their apartments. We don't just go down there just to talk to them and see what's going on.
Thank you. Mr. Peppers.
I've been out knocking on doors. Everyone complains about DPW. The first thing we need to do is find leadership for DPW. True leadership for them. They need the order of equipment. They also need fair wages as well.
Yes,
and they need
sir.
training
Yes,
at the
sir.
end of the day. They have to be trained and know what their jobs are.
Dr. White.
Well, it's very difficult. You can't put it all on DPW, right? They can't follow everyone in the city and clean up after them. We have to have pride in your own city. I mean, we are Norcus, baby. We've been doing this, right? It's not DPW, right? We are Norcus. We have to clean up after ourselves, right? Because every piece of litter has an owner, right? I'm driving down the street, people throwing bags of food out the window. Right? So it's not DPW. Yes, we need to provide equipment. Yes, we need to get it a fair wage. It's not just
Thank you. Thank you.
DPW.
We have
That's Ms. Wilson's son.
Tamia
That's Ms.
Wilson.
Wilson.
Does anybody know Tamia Wilson?
Yes, Ms. Wilson's son.
Where's her son? Tamia? Here she is in the back.
Right there.
Thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
I believe it was Ms. Cherry who was next. 30 seconds. Oh, hold on.
Okay, Ms. Cherry.
So I am going to second that. I'm planning this in the city. People are reporting issues and they're not getting fixed. And so as the president of my association, I do believe it's a twofold. It's not just the city's job to do the cleaning. It's also our job as a resident, as homeowners, as renters, to take pride in our community. But also when we do have DPW come to be able to use like the brooms and pick up the garbage that they leave behind. I think that's really important. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. LeBron?
I just want to.
Oh. Is there anyone else? Ms. Lloyd?
One city service that I would like to strengthen that is very easy to do is closing the information gap where I've seen the citizens. I just got off the phone this morning with a homeowner in the West Ward who is the elder, and she has said the same thing that elders have been saying throughout the years. Folks who are not in housing, folks who are in private housing, they don't get the information from the city. That's something that a quality of life will change significantly for our elders if they just have the information in the right time, and that's a very easy thing.
Thank you. Dr. White?
Here's the second one.
So we have to, one of the things I would like to see better in our city, we have to invest more in our young people.
That's right, Coach.
We have to invest more in our young people, especially our young men. Right? We have to provide spaces and opportunity for them to grow. Instead of talking to them, let's talk with them. Right? We have an opportunity to get with our young people and explore their interest and give them the resources they need in order to succeed. So let's do more for our young people.
5 seconds.
Mr. Brown?
Don't necessarily say that this particular department or entity in the city is underperforming, but what I will say is that we need to invest more into it. That is the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery. That particular department is a department that services the at-risk and high-risk youth in our community, and I believe we need to see more. Listen, the law says 5% of the police budget, and we're not even seeing that. We should have
Thank you,
been
sir.
5%, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson?
Number one department that needs to be corrected in this city is called enforcement. Enforce the laws. Stop letting folks come in and steal the recycling bottles. That's taking money away from the city. They used to do it, we don't do it now. It's called enforcement. Block the box, all this traffic in our city, enforce what's on the books, and we can amend what's on the books.
That's right.
This is your second.
Just really quickly, this is truly not about politics. This has come down to performance in all the departments. We really need to take a second to look at all the departments and see where the breaks are, from the top to the bottom. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah,
You have a second one.
To Ms. Cherry's point, that is one of the things that I have been promoting to the community, that as a council person, I do intend to look at every single department in this community and see where we are underperforming, if there is an underperformance, and how we can collectively come together to make it more efficient and serviceable to our people.
5 seconds.
Anyone else?
Anyone else?
No. Okay. We're going to move on to the third question. This question is going to go to Mr. Alonzo Herrera. In the last 12 years, there have been at least 3 documented police-involved fatal shootings in the city of Norton, with the most recent one taking place earlier this year. What is one action you would take to strengthen trust between law enforcement and the community? And do you believe this will help improve public safety in Newark?
Thank you for that. Yes, there's been a lot of shooting. There's been a lot of disconnect in the community in the police department. When I joined the force 20-some years ago, I was that community officer. I was put in those projects where I had to walk the beat, check on those stores, and deal with the residents. A lot of times you see people doing wrong, sometimes you just need to curbside somebody. Talk to them. Let them know what they're doing. Give them that second chance. A lot of times the police department get hired outside. So to bridge that gap, you gotta start with the leadership. You have to make a better schedule for the officers. Officers only work. And then you have to put more community policing out there in the community that's going to be policing with the community.
Thank you. We'll do Mr. Vaughn and then Mr. Peppers.
So the truth of the matter is, we have in the Newark Police Department these top brass folk that are riding around with city vehicles, getting city gas for free, taking those vehicles wherever the hell they want, excuse my French, and then coming back to Newark and doing nothing. I will require every single police official in this city, from the director on down, to be on your block, knocking on your door, to know your mother, my grandmother, your aunt, your uncle,
Thank you, sir.
and our children, so they won't be killing us.
Mr. Peppers.
I think that we should be putting more emphasis on our CCRB, looking at them as an independent oversight, providing them with subpoena power so they can provide recommendations as well to the police department, and hopefully that gives some transparency between the community and the police department.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Gordon.
Definitely building on what Pepper said, I would do the same thing. The other long-term strategy is that we need to change who pays for the lawsuits to the city when police are involved. So if you start hitting the officer's pension, they're gonna think twice as thrice about how they navigate the community before they just do so quickly and potentially take their life. That's really important. The city right now pays out for lawsuits. But if the person who did the action is responsible for paying out, I think we will see less.
Thank you. Dr. White.
I'm going to go around. Many of the officers in my community don't look like me. Many of the officers in my community don't eat what I eat. Many of the officers in my community don't act the way I act. We need to bring back more community policing. Right? When I was in high school, many of our football coaches were police officers. Right? So we need to have more inclusiveness in terms of police officers that live in that community should become, that police that community should come from that community.
5 seconds.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. LeBron.
One thing that I think needs to change, when a police officer first, when they graduate and they hit the community, a lot of times they go into specialized details without learning the community, without knowing what the community looks like. There should be a period where officers are mandated to work the streets before they become detectives.
Thank you. Ms. Cherry.
So I believe with the police department that we need to support more the police department in regards to hiring more police officers. First of all, black and brown as well. I currently work with the 5th Precinct, and I know that they're working on a skeleton crew. Not to mention that they're getting pulled away for things that detectives are getting pulled away for events. We need them to be able to do their jobs effectively, and they need to be able to have our support as a city council as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Ms. Lloyd, this is your second rebuttal.
Just for this question?
Yes, correct.
Okay. The other challenge that we potentially have is that now our police officers don't have to take a civil service test. So that is the challenge. The other piece is that as an elected council member, it's that oversight and accountability. So if we don't like what the police force is looking like, then it's our responsibility to make sure that we question that and we raise concerns and do our part on the council to prevent more classes from looking like what we believe are not residents of New York.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson.
Unfortunately, the current administration is the one who has allowed us to hire all over the state. It is no longer exclusive to North residents. Civil service got to be put back in place. The Friends and Family Plan is how the cops come on, only for 2 days and on a specialized unit. That would never happen 20 years ago in the city of North. And this nepotism and cronyism has got to stop. This is why it is escalated, because they think they're playing Grand Theft Auto. Thank you.
Mr. Vaughn, you have 30 seconds.
And all of that goes to the culture of policing. No matter what class you put in, you can put in the people from North, all over North, people outside North, they're going to come into a culture that they're conditioned into. That is the problem. We need to change the culture of policing. The culture that it makes them think that they are above the law and not under the law. That is the problem in the city of Newark.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Ms. Jackson, your second one.
Yes, it's a culture, but if you lived here, you know better. You would know Rafiq Ibn, Cheryl, that Carlos Maria if you lived here. And that culture would not change you from knowing your friends, knowing the family, knowing Miss Smith, knowing Grandma Johnson. If you lived here, you do better. You wouldn't allow the officers that don't live here to come in here and ruin our city.
That's right. This next one is going to go to Ms. Donna Jackson.
The issue is budget priority. What should Newark's top funding priority be over the next 2 years, and why?
North's priorities over the next 2 years. The first year, when we get up there, is a financial audit, so we really know where we are. According to the state of New Jersey right now, from the Office of Local Finance, we are $800 million plus in debt in the city of Newark over the last 12 years. That's facts. The 2024 and the 2025 budget have not been approved by the state of New Jersey. The city of Newark told the state that they're not going to take any more money because they don't want a monitor to be here. We need a monitor yesterday, last week, last month, and 15 years ago. 30 seconds. Right now, when residents are getting a tax bill, on the back it says for advice only because we have not been given a total budget in this city that has been approved for the entire 12 years and 5 years of Cory Booker. So now we know where we are, we don't know. So the reason why we're going through this right now, the taxes in Irvington have tripled. What do you think is going to happen in Newark when this rebound is completed? What do we think is going to happen in Newark when these budgets finally get completed? And that's why we got to know what the miscellaneous is. Where's the money?
Any rebuttals?
Yeah, so I agree with my sister. We definitely need to see where we are and take an audit. And we also have to prioritize accountability and oversight. So one of the things that I would like to see once, if you select me to be one of your 4 council members at large, is to do quarterly budget hearings so that we can begin to forecast where the challenges are and ask questions so we're not waiting at the end of the year to find out we don't have enough money or we don't have a balanced budget. If we hold public hearings on a quarterly basis, it can mitigate some of the challenges that we're having now with the budget.
This position doesn't dismiss either position that was previously stated, but I do believe that people owe Newark money, and we're gonna go get that money. Port Authority owes us money, the airport rather owes us money, the Prudential Center owes us money, and I believe it is long past due that we go get the money from the people that owe us money, and at the same time still work out the budgetary issues and stuff like that, so that we can service the residents.
Ms. Lloyd, your second rebuttal.
I just want to use this opportunity to lift up that all of that sounds great, what we need to do and be aggressive, and I definitely will be bold in leadership to you. But the major factor that is missing is you. Only 10% of registered voters are coming out to vote. Less than that are coming out to council members meetings. So we can promise you anything, but our strength is only as much as you are standing behind us. So I just want to invite the audience and the people who are watching. You cannot just vote and walk away. You have to vote and stay engaged because people are counting on you not to vote.
Yeah, Mr. Baldwin, second one.
I agree. I believe that there's a very high level of apathy in this community, and I believe that that high level exists because of the past neglect that this community has been seeing from people who come before them and promise them things and don't deliver. I'm going to be the one that delivers, y'all. Seriously, it gets no better than this. You want somebody that's going to bring change and have to start at the bottom? I am from the bottom, trust me.
Thank you.
So I agree with Mr. Lloyd in regards to the quarterly, but what I do want to add is my contracting background. We should have folks who are actually specializing in contracts to reconcile all of these orders by the end of any contract or any purchase orders or anything that we put out into the city. A lot of these folks are making purchases, and at the end of all of this, they're not reconciling. This all comes down to the dollar at the end. Thank you.
I think one of the things that we need to enforce is the check and balances. Money gets spent, there's really no balance. where did the money go? It's getting spent. We should have documentation on how it's being spent. So, people first, transparency, and reasonable spending. We need to know where our money's going, but there's no check and balances.
5 seconds.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, we're going to go to our lightning round.
All right, so now we're going into the lightning round. Again, with this, you only get 30 seconds to answer. There is no opportunity for rebuttal when one candidate answers the question. We're going to do random selection. All right, so this first one is going to go to Dr. White. Dr. White, what is your plan to close racial and economic disparities here in the city of Newark?
My plan is to close racial and economic disparities. First, acknowledge it. Right? We got to stop acting like they don't exist. Right? And then we have to start being more inclusive in our resources. Right? Okay. I plan on using the people's resource for the people's priority, and that includes everyone. Not just the people that like me, that's not the people that vote me.
5 seconds.
The whole city of Newark.
Thank you, sir. This next question goes to Ms. Sherry. Do you think that the city of Newark should expand surveillance technology when it comes to public safety? Yes, no, and why?
I do think that we should extend the services. Right now, we're currently plagued with a lot of carjackings. We're plagued with an array of thefts and crimes that we currently cannot track on our own the way that we're doing. I know that we extended the ring cameras to the community, but it's important that we have monitor on our city and what's happening right now. I think folks will be less likely to do crime. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This next question is going to go to Mr. Haran. What is your plan to reduce homelessness here in the city of Newark?
I believe that we need to get rid of a lot. There's nonprofits that we have a lot of city buildings, like on Route 21. There's people that want to come here and take on homelessness. And we need to clean up Broad Market because that's where a lot of the homeless are. We need to get those residents together from Broad Market, from Lincoln Park all the way down to Raymond Boulevard, and from Washington Street all the way down Mulberry Street together. And it's the fund, there's a fund that each business owner pays into that so that way people can survive and be happy.
Thank you, sir. Next, Ms. Jackson. What is your plan to revitalize struggling commercial corridors?
You have to address that homeless, drug addiction population first. They have to have somewhere to go so that people will want to come here and have a business. We have to make it inviting. Downtown is ridiculous, horrible. I'm ashamed to say I live here because downtown is not what it used to be. You used to go to Macy's as clowns, and I know those businesses left, but we have to do things to attract this. And as long as we have the amount of drug activity that we have in the market, we are not going to attract anyone to come here. And that's what we need to do. We got to clean up the problem first.
Thank you. This next question is for Ms. Linda Lloyd. Do you think the city should address chronic absenteeism in school? And if so, how should they do that?
Well, we know that the Newark Municipal Council does not have direct control over Newark Public Schools. However, and I also don't think that we should move backwards for taking a vote away from the people to elect their school board, but we have to have a stronger relationship with the Newark Public Schools. We shouldn't be operating in silos. The city of Newark and Newark Public Schools, and also the other traditional public, non-traditional public schools that exist, should be working together cohesively, but it's not something that is held by the Newark Municipal Council.
This next one is for Mrs. LeBron. Mrs. LeBron, what is your plan to address substance abuse that's taking place in the city of Newark?
Further Heights and Avenue, one of the locations where you a lot of substance abuse victims. We have programs all over the place in the city of Newark. However, they're not being utilized effectively. We have the methadone clinic.
5 seconds.
But we have people outside the methadone clinic waiting for our victims.
Thank you. Thank you. This next one is for Mr. Peppers. With all the expansion that's going on in the city, do you think that the city of Newark should look into expanding bike lanes and pedestrian lanes for safety?
Yes, I believe that they should expand bike lanes for safety. We have so many accidents that's taking place during corridors like Fernhouse and Avenue because there's not designated lanes for them. And also to increase and minimize car usage when we're talking about environmental justice for us as well. If we can have people commuting on bikes because they have the lanes, it creates a safer environment for our community.
Thank you. And this last one is going to go to Mr. Vaughn. Do you believe that there is corruption when it comes to city contracts? And if so, how do you prevent these corrupt practices?
Well, I believe that there is corruption in government, period, on every level of government. To say that there's, just corruption with city contracts, that's something that I haven't per se looked at, but I do believe that overall in government there is corruption, and how I plan on dealing with that is expressing to the people that I don't plan on going back to jail. These people are still going to jail.
And so we close out this portion with closing statements. Each candidate will have 1 minute, and we will start with Dr. Al Tariq White, Sr.
Wow. Dr. Al-Tariq White, B9, I'll close out by saying I'm running for council to use the people's resources for the people's problem. I'm for Newark, I'm of Newark, I am Newark. I will continue to stand and fight and deliver for young people and the entire city, from East Ward, North Ward, Central Ward, West Ward, and the mighty South Ward. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vaughn, you will have 1 minute.
So, years ago I heard a saying that change never happens from the top down, and that it must come from the bottom up. I believe that. If you are somebody who believes that, I implore you to look at all of these candidates, including myself. You'll see that I'm probably the most bottom candidate for the at-large position. Been in prison, dropped out of the 5th grade, I'm from the project, all of this stuff. I can go on and on. Many of these people don't share that. And that's why the bottom continues to be overlooked. If you don't want the bottom overlooked anymore, vote for the bottom 2026, May 12th. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Peppers?
No, let's be real. I knocked on your doors many nights in your worst moments. I was there for you. The times during your losses, the times when you were grieving. I wasn't out here campaigning. I walked down streets that people were afraid of. I am your best candidate because I'm not just a politician. I'm a public servant. someone that's willing to serve, advocate, go on the limb, and sometimes make the most unfavorable decisions for what's right. So on May 12th, I'm putting Newark first, and I want you to do the same. Vote 8B. Thank you.
Before we continue with our closing statements, we just want to remind the audience to please do not leave. We are asking you to participate in the exit poll, and the QR code will be opened up shortly so that you will be able to rank all the candidates. Ms. Lloyd?
Thank you again for this opportunity. Mr. Vaughn, I want you to know that you are not the only candidate that's from the bottom. I'm actually an NA baby, if you know, you know. So to have that experience to still be struggling to this day with people who are near and dear and close to me, I absolutely understand how holistically we need diverse members on the Newark Municipal Council that understands all of the areas that are impacting residents of the city. Not only an NA baby, but also spend time in a juvenile detention center because I needed to protect myself, which most people in this room don't know. But I was blessed to graduate from Westside High School, go to Howard University and study politics. My political science degree came from the streets of Newark. I have a history of challenging authority. Asked the president of the Newark Municipal, the president of the NAACP, to the mayor of the city, have I ever pushed back on them on things that I have not agreed on? But I still found a way to work with them and work together because we need people who can challenge authority, but also build coalitions to build and move the city forward.
Closing statement, Ms. LeBron.
Maria LeBron, B12, the vitamin that the city of Newark needs. On the beginning, I told you guys my background, my employment background. I want you guys to know that I'm not here as a politician, I'm here as a Newark resident. I gave you my background so you know that I have worked corrections, I worked the Newark Police Department, I worked with the school districts, I have learned what's needed to make changes on different departments. B12, there's 4 seats, people. Let's not get, close into, I'm voting for this one and I'm not voting for nobody else. There's 4 seats. If we want changes in the city of Newark, let's pick 4 new people to drive this train.
Ms. Jackson, you have 1 minute.
Well, we have a decision to make. This is year 360 for Newark. You understand what that means? We're going full circle. God is letting us know something. It's time for a change. It's time for a turnaround. It's time to dump the garbage out and bring some new in. It's time to go back to what we know, and it's time for us to go in a new direction. We have been doing this for 12 years. It has not worked. We have not built new collaboration. We do not have a collaboration between the city, the state, and the county. This is why everybody gets missed services. When your food stamps got cut off, guess what? Your federal legislators did not put the reimbursement bill back in place. They let it cut off in 2024. And people are losing thousands of dollars. Over 400 families a day for the last 6 months in that landlord-tenant court. And nobody on the Newark Municipal Council has moved to do one thing to restore those families and help them. All the abuses that are going on out here in our community, from the elders to everybody else, those things need to be reinstated, and we have to push back on all levels. I'll do that.
Good evening. Listen, I'm a product of the city. I came from Newark Housing Authority, grew up in Dayton Street, and I moved to Stephen Clinton. 20-something years ago, someone in this room gave me an opportunity for a career change. There was a time that I didn't even believe that I was going to live to the age of 21, but I'm here. A lot of people told me, no, you will not see your underachiever. I'm a retired officer. I produced 12 movies here in Newark, wrote 2 books, purchased and sold over hundreds of properties, and let people live in my properties with no security deposits. I just want to give other Newarkers the opportunity that was awarded to me. So I'm asking you to consider me as one of your candidates at large. Thank you.
Thank you. So in closing, tonight we've heard from candidates with titles, connections, and years inside of political systems. But the question here is Newark where it should be? Because leadership is not about titles, it's about results. We cannot keep accepting progress that only reaches a few. We cannot lead leadership that works for all of Newark. And I may not come here from the political establishment, but I come here with something stronger. A proven service record, a deep connection to the community, and as a protege of the great Mayor Sharp James, a foundation rooted in leadership and results, ready to move that legacy forward by making City Hall work for your voice, your vision, and your future. Let me be clear, we are already building a solution as we speak. This campaign is not about complaints, it's about action, accountability, and results. As a mother of two, I don't have the luxury of waiting, and neither should you. This election is about choices. Thank you. Christina Cherry, 11B.
So can you give this group of candidates a round of applause? We would ask that you do stay so that you can take the opportunity to rank all of the candidates that you heard tonight. We want to remind you while the QR code is coming back up and it will be circulated throughout the audience. We want to remind you that there is a school board election on April the 21st. There will be 3 seats. There will be 3 seats that are up for a full term and 1 seat up for an unexpired term. Registered voters, we need you to vote in the school board election. We are not coming out to vote. That is our responsibility. We cannot put everything on the candidates or the people who are in elected positions and say everything is their fault, and we are not doing our part. Our part is to get out to vote. Our part is holding elected officials accountable. The Newark municipal election will be held on Tuesday, May 12th. We urge you to get out to vote. This information has been live streamed through the Interfaith TV as well as the NAACP Newark Facebook account. So you can share it with your constituents, with your circle, to get a snapshot of what the candidates stand for. You have heard them, what the candidates stand for. We want to thank all of the candidates as well for participating, and we have an announcement from Dr. Calvani.
Yes, we want to have all the candidates who are still here. Can we have them all come on stage so we can take a picture, please? I think this is a historic moment to have all these candidates who are here to come and take pictures. As they're coming up, give them all a round of applause to celebrate their participation. We had a great discussion here today. I appreciate it. And the audience, give yourselves a round of applause. We did a great job. There was no acrimony. We had a beautiful opportunity to share. I want to thank Delta Sigma Theta, NAACP, and the voter of choice for all being engaged in this moment. This is an opportunity for us to do some great things. So, as a reminder, the Africana Institute, Essex County College, we are home. Feel free to come by and join us anytime, and join us on May 14th. All the candidates, we just line up real quick for a picture. Delta Sigma Theta and NAACP, we can have everybody come up for a quick picture and voter choice.
Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. Good night.